Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Ayode Aluko and I'm super excited to have you here. Thank you for clicking on this video. To those that have been here for a while, I'm so sorry that I went off. It was really not intentional. I just got busy with schoolwork and activities and I didn't really balance it with posting videos and creating content, but now I'm back, so let's get right into it. So there's absolutely no one that is on this earth that doesn't have a purpose, whether you are a believer or not. As far as God has placed you on this earth, you have a reason for existence, you have a purpose. So growing up in children and teenagers church, my teacher would always say, what is your purpose, what is your reason for existence? And what was always in my mind was, oh, go to school, go through secondary school, go through university, become a doctor, have a job, and that's all. I always just thought that purpose is academics, like going to school, you get a degree, get a job. I just thought that was my purpose. But when I grew, took my walk with God seriously, I found out that purpose is not just about going to school, it's not just about getting a degree, getting a job 9 to 5, or being an entrepreneur. Purpose is so much more than that. Is the reason why we exist, whether to draw people to God's kingdom, bring glory to God's name, influence others around you positively, help people around you. So we're going to be reading Matthew 25 verse 14, which is the parable of the three servants. Many of you would have heard, I'm sure most people even know of this parable. So verse 14 says, again, the kingdom of heaven can be illustrated by the story of a man going on a long trip. He called together his servants and entrusted his money to them while he was gone. He gave 5 bags of silver to one, 2 bags of silver to another, and 1 bag of silver to the last, dividing it in proportion to their abilities. Take note of that sentence, dividing it in proportion to their abilities. I'm coming back to that. He then left on his trip. The servant who received the 5 bags of silver began to invest the money and earned 5 more. The servant with 2 bags of silver also went to work and earned 2 more. But the servant who received the 1 bag of silver dug a hole in the ground and hid the master's money. After a long time, their master returned from his trip and called them to give an account of how they had used his money. The servants to whom he had entrusted the 5 bags of silver came forward with 5 more and said, Master, you gave me 5 bags of silver to invest, and I have earned 5 more. The master was full of praise. Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling this small amount, so now I will give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together. The servants who had received the 2 bags of silver came forward and said, Master, you gave me 2 bags of silver to invest, and I have earned 2 more. The master said, well done, my good and faithful servants. You have been faithful in handling this small amount, so now I will give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together. Then the servants with the 1 bag of silver came and said, Master, I knew you were a harsh man, harvesting crops you didn't plant and gathering crops you didn't cultivate. I was afraid I would lose your money, so I hid it in the earth. Look, here is your money back. But the master replied, you wicked and lazy servants, if you knew I harvested crops I didn't plant and gathered crops I didn't cultivate, why didn't you deposit my money in the bank? At least I could have gotten some interest on it. So what we are mainly focusing here is from verse 14 to 25. This parable of the 3 servants just illustrates different types of people. There are some people that are actively using their gifts to influence others. They are using their gifts to help people. They are using their gifts to bring glory to God's kingdom, while some people are just leaving their gifts dormant in their life. So what type of servants do you want to be? When Jesus comes, is he going to call you the good and faithful servant, or is he going to call you the slothful and the lazy servant? Because God gives every single person gifts according to their abilities. Remember verse 15, I said I was coming back to that says he gave 5 bags of silver to one, 2 bags of silver to another, and 1 bag of silver to the last, dividing it in proportion to their abilities. So God doesn't give us what he knows that we are not capable of. He's not a wicked God. He's a very good father. So God will give you what he knows you can handle. So you might think, oh, your gift is small. You might think people will not really recognize what you are doing. You might be envious of someone else. But do not forget that that thing that God has placed inside of you, use it for his glory. Use it for his kingdom. Use it to help others around you. So you might have even found your purpose, but fear is holding you back, and you're scared that, oh, what will people say? You're scared to start their business. You're scared to start that thing that God has told you to do. Maybe you think that people will laugh at you. Remember that 2 Timothy 1 verse 7 says that, for God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. Always remember that God has not given you the spirit of fear. Never let fear hold you back. Don't let anxiety stop you from doing that thing that God has destined you to do. I saw a quote somewhere that said, courage is not the absence of fear, but it is action in the presence of fear. So do it scared, do it afraid. Remember that God is Oromoni Shefayati, which means that he sends one and backs them up. So God will not tell you to do something. God will not place something inside of you, and when you are about to give that thing to the world, when you are about to use that gift, he will now leave you. No. God that has placed you on this earth is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. He's going to start with you as long as you are following in his ways, as long as you are putting God in everything, in that thing that you are doing. It's going to help you see it through. Don't let what God has placed inside of you die inside of you. Don't let that gift, that skill, that ability, or that talent, don't let it be dormant inside of you. What are you doing to bring glory to God's kingdom? What are you doing to influence others around you? What are you doing that people will remember you for? What legacy are you going to leave behind? What are you doing that when Jesus comes on the last day, he would say, I'm proud of you, my son. I'm proud of you, my daughter. And it might be under of the 7 areas of influence. You know, it's not everybody that will be a pastor. It's not everybody that will be a minister. It's not everybody that will stand on pulpit or altar and hold mic. It might be under government. It might be under entertainment. It might be under media. It might be in fashion, it might be in religion, you might be a content creator, you might be a chef, you might be a caterer. Whatsoever your hands findeth doing, do it well. Let it bring glory to God's kingdom. Let people see you, let them see your work, and then they glorify God. Matthew 5 verse 14 says, ye are the light of the world, a city that is set on a hill that cannot be hid. Verse 15 says, neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. You don't light a candle, you don't on a lamp or a torch in a house, and you now use a wrapper to cover it. What good does it make? The candle is not going to shine, the lamp is not going to shine if you cover it. So when we don't use that gift that God has given us, when we don't use our talent or our ability for good, it just feels like you are covering the light inside of you. And verse 16 says, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. So let that thing that you are doing, let it bring glory to God's kingdom. Let your light shine, that people would see you and glorify your Father in heaven. You know, there are some people that you see them, you see their works, and you are just like, wow, like you just marvel at what they are doing. There are some people that you see what they are doing and you're like, God is really good, oh. Something like that. So let people see you and glorify God. Let people see you and thank God on your behalf. So find your purpose. Do that thing that would make Jesus proud. Don't let the gifts God has given you die inside of you. Don't let that ability or that skill, don't let it be dormant inside of you. Use it to influence others around you. Use it to bring glory to God's kingdom. Use it to draw other people to God's kingdom. And also, don't let fear stop you. Don't let what others will say stop you. Remember that God is going to be with you every step of the way as long as you include him. And also, let your works glorify God. Remember, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.